it was a very arid summer, and he lost all his crops, and his cattle did not fare much better. He contacted his insurance agent, and the insurance agent told him about the farm bill. The farm bill is a bill that is passed in government that helps the farmer in times of droughts and when disease and storm floods that take out crops and kill livestock. Now, I'm going to tell you more about this bill in my speech. First, the issue. Congress, since Congress is pretty much even half and half Democrat and Republican, in September they adjourned before passing this bill, and they let it expire on October 1st, 2012. This bill has been enacted since 2008. This raised concern because without this bill, the farmers this year will lose money in crops and cattle and most affected were the cattle industry because they don't have the crop insurance like the people in the Corn Belt regions of the United States. So, with that, Christine Stibbons, the author of the Farm Bill from Reuters website, says that this bill could be postponed until April of 2013, which would be a dramatic blow to the farming industry because they will not have the money for next year's crops to, seed or buy more cattle, which would feed the United States. Now we'll go to the recent elections, and we'll go Democrat versus Republican. If in the Obama administration, if Obama were to be reelected, which he was, it would be more likely that the Farm Bill would be passed faster than if Romney came in, because Obama's already in office and doesn't have to change or wait till wait till January to take over his office. So he gained a lot of support from farmers throughout the Midwest regions to pass this bill. Now, if Romney were to get in, Barry Slaybaugh of Kansas State agricultural economist says that if Romney were to get it, he would have to wait to take over in January, and then he'd have to wait to pretty much earn his say in office, which could be up till April or could be even longer than that. Now we'll talk about how it affects everybody. The American Trust Fund, or American Farmland Trust, says that this farm bill, without pass, it also helps conserve farmlands. That if they're not passed, these farmlands will expire and they'll go up for sale, which will probably be sold to people that are wanting to build housing additions, stores, and pretty much move the city out even further. Build little towns on these farmlands. And with this farm bill, these lands will come back into conservation, and farmers that are wanting to expand their operation can rent these lands from the United States, which will allow them to have more land to farm, more land to graze their cattle on, and it'll be all overall beneficial. Without these lands, the farmer will pretty much go to extinct because there will be less lands for farming and more land, so we won't have as many crops, won't have as many cattle, which will then in turn affect our population because there will be no food to eat. It will pretty much be Africa. But as said, the American Farmland Trust said that even if there was a bill to last to the remainder of the year, it would still bring more uncertainty for next year, which could cause farmers to not farm next year and take up regular jobs. Now, the American Sustainable Agricultural Coalition has said that today's farmer is now the age of 65 or older, which is bad for farmers like I want to become and to get started. They're selling their lands for more money so they have a retirement fund and they don't have to worry about farming the next year, getting up, making sure everything's good. So that's killing the farmer right there. Well, this farm bill is helping to stop that. Because of these conservation lands, people like me can rent those lands to start our farming operations. Now, from my own personal experiences with this bill, 2 years ago, we lost 57 head of cattle. That is roughly $75,000 that could have been in our pockets that were just gone because there wasn't enough rain that year for our ponds and the cattle died. So with this farm bill, it helped us, it gave us money for it. We didn't get quite 75,000, but we got a little over 50, which, 50 is better than nothing. So that being said, this bill is really important. Now, we need to take action on this. More than likely, this bill will come up on our ballots in the spring to pass because they're going to add new things. They're pretty much trying to make, one of the disadvantages, they're pretty much trying to make milk a biohazard because of all the stuff that can come from milk. You can get mastitis. There's calcium deficiencies in some dairy cattle, which could lead into the milk. Stuff like that. So they're kind of making that a biohazard, but we still need to pass this because those farmers still need money, and everybody needs agriculture. The world revolves around agriculture. Without food, no, we ain't gonna have anything. So we still need to pass it. Now, come April or whenever it comes on the ballot, you definitely need to vote for it because each individual state has the right to pass this or not, and more than likely they'll pass it because one of the top 10 states for these conservation lands is the state of Missouri, and if they don't pass it, there's 92 contracts out there that will not be government owned anymore. So therefore, those 92 tracts of land will probably end up in the hands of a wrong person, so it won't be used for agriculture. So in conclusion, I'd like to wrap this up with saying that with this farm bill passed, we will have food, there will still be jobs, people won't be looking for jobs and out of money and out of work, and we won't be paying $5 for a loaf of bread if passed. If it's not passed, there'll be so many farmers that drop this occupation that a loaf of bread could jump up to $100, if not more, because there'll be so few farmers, so many people to feed that there's just physically and you can't calculate it to feed everybody. There's not enough land to feed everybody if these farmers don't farm it. So I'd like to end my speech with that.